this is Joy, and today I'm going to use the Cricut Imagine Machine to show you how you can cut out a set quantity of items using a regular Cricut cartridge and your own paper. So I want you guys to know you can still cut out just like you can on the Expression, and even with a non-12x12 sheet of paper. So let's get started. Our first step is to go ahead, and I don't have a Cricut cartridge in here just yet. I'm going to put Happy Hauntings in. This is the left side of the machine, and I go ahead and I give that a good push. Here, listen for that snap. Oh, and look, here came up the screen. So it is all set to go. So what I'm going to do here is choose what I would like to cut out. And I think I'd like to cut out some bats. How does everyone feel about some bats? I think I'm going to do this guy. I kind of wouldn't mind having two bats, but maybe that guy too. Okay, so I have two bats working with Happy Hauntings, and I'm going to make a number of these because I have a card making group and it's handy to get this stuff cut out. Okay, so I have my bats up here, and next time, and then I'm going to hit next. Now it shows, wow, let's take a look at how big those bats look. One is kind of small and one is large. So let's go back and adjust its sizing. So the first thing we have to do is click on each one of these. And up comes our little handy box that we always see. It's got a pencil, and that's what we're going to use to edit. It's got the minus sign, and that tells me if I want it to go away. And then it's got a duplicate sign if I want more than one. Okay, in this case, I am just fine with that. I'm going to hit the pencil edit so I can set its size, because it was not terribly big. Right now it's at sized at 3, and I'm trying to think of what size to put that in. Okay, I have these orange scallop circles I cut out in an earlier segment, and I'm going to go ahead and set this bat at 2. Could probably even be 1 3/4 to be safe, but I'm going to set him at, I better go down a little bit. Let me set him at like 1.7. Okay, and so there's my bat, and I hit apply, and I'm back to my main screen, and I've got my toolbar here. Now this bat, I didn't like him so much, and he's really big, and he's not going to fit in my scallop circle real well. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the red minus sign, and he goes away. Yay! So then I go ahead and I hit next, and there's my bat. Now, I want to cut a handful of these bats. I cut out 9 scallop circles, so I'd like to cut out 9 bats. So, make sure you guys can see this. On this screen, sorry for the Blair Witch moment, but on this screen I can do project quantity, I can do art quantity, fit to page, as autofill. I'm going to hit art quantity of 9, and then the machine's thinking about how it's going to lay those out. See, so there it goes, it laid those out. But guess what else, folks? I only have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So I need to tell the machine I've got an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So what I'm going to do is my width is now, because of the way I laid out my paper, 11. My height is 8.5. And the machine's going to take all that into account. So now it relayed out my bats. Isn't that cool? And that white part represents my paper, and the kind of green-gray represents the mat. So I have now told it what size paper I've got, and it's readjusted. I don't have to do any adjusting myself, and there we go. So how cool is that? Because I'm not going to waste black ink cutting these, because they're just going to be black bats, so I'll just cut them up with black paper. And as you can see, they're outlined. They're not filled in, so they're going to cut like a normal Cricut. Now, paper settings. I've got my blade on 5. I've got my speed on 5. I got my pressure on 4. I'm good to go. Multi-cut 1, because I don't need that much more. And now I'm going to go ahead, let me zoom out a little bit. Remember, you always put your mat in here where it's got the red arrow. Don't try to go underneath the rollers. You're going to want to. I'm just warning you. And trust us, we tried. You're never going to put it under there. Always where these red arrows are, because what it does is it prints and then it cuts. So in this case, since there's no printing, it's going to run through the machine and come back out the back end. So let's take a look. So I've inserted it almost halfway. I'm going to hit next because I know it's going to prompt me to do that. And I've inserted the mat halfway, you see. And the idea now here, and it tells you, apply light pressure to the mat and press go. So I'm pressing lightly and I hit go. And I wait for the machine to grab it. And it grabbed it. Okay, now I'm good. So here's my bat, and here's my orange circle from the earlier project. All set to go. Just like that. There you go. How cute is that going to be on a card? So I'm kind of excited to make this. I'm going to have everyone ink around here, and you'll see the card in a minute. So